Hi, it's Nikki. I've realised I haven't shown you a couple of completed journals I've made from my holidays. This was the one I took in August this year. So if I just quickly run through it with you. I collect things like, the key to your room and receipts for things, write about incidentals that happened on the way, like at the airport, or once, if I see somebody famous, things like that. I also bought in a little shop a set of miniature postcards of Prague, and so it was quite nice to match up the places that we went from the little postcards. So that was quite sweet, although they are quite old, as you can see. That's quite I bet they're over 20 years old, but never mind. So they here talk about us arriving at the hotel, getting settled into our room, just write on the paper what I'm feeling at the time, and I don't care which way I write, vertically, horizontally, not really bothered. These are pictures from the brochure about our hotel, and in here I've just written on the journaling cards. And then what I did here, this was from the hotel, I made a additional sort of page there by sticking in this picture of Prague Castle, looking up to the castle on the hill. And this is the outside of our hotel. We went to an art exhibition, and so I did some doodling. In fact, we went to several art exhibitions, but this is the one for Salvador Dali. There's another mini postcard in there, which I've put in this paper bag, wrote on the tag, and this was a little flyer from one of the exhibitions. This was Andy Warhol, and I just really liked that, so I put that in a little envelope. So there's the one about Salvador Dali, and I talk here about what we did, what we saw, what we ate. And then this was about going out into Wenceslas Square. Another picture from our hotel. This was a taxi we used a couple of times. More writing, more. Oh, I love this. All the road signs. We went, and we saw these people. Like you get street performers. This was really cool. 2 men. Obviously, there's something here that's metal in this pole, but it just so clever, really funny. We saw this up at Prague Castle, and I bought some other postcards here of the castle at night, and we went to see the clock when it was chiming. Everybody stands around, and I really like this wacky building. We went to saw that, and it's just amazing to see how sort of a bit weird it is. We also went in the hall here at Prague Castle, and that was one of the postcards I had, just showing a little map here of where we were. And we went over, there's a huge bridge in Prague, where they have little markets, and we had a band, and it was just great. This was a place we went to have dinner, and here's a map here of sort of the main city. Ever so easy to get about, jumping on and off trams, cost like a couple of £1 a day to free travel on the trams. Just brilliant. My husband likes his beer, so we went to a couple of beer, where they make craft beer in the pub. So we went to a couple of these. So this is one of the leaflets from it. Here's another picture here of, this is the bridge I was telling you about. This is obviously just taken with no people on it. It's usually quite packed across Charles Bridge, but it's really pretty. There's a beer mat I took there, just because I like the Polish writing, not Polish, the Czech writing. Get me languages sorted out. It's one of the beer tours we went on. And in here I've got some little postcards. We went down there. This is a street. They're all turned into shops now, but that's sort of around the edge of the Prague Castle. And this was another picture from inside. This is one of the outer buildings of the castle. Talk about here. That's one of the windows in the main church at the castle. Another one of the rooms. Some Czech language we learnt while we were there. This again inside the church. Very, very ostentatious church. Masses of gold and great big crypts and things like that. It was amazing. So there's some information I got about Salvador Dali at his exhibition. And we went to see Alphonse Mucha's exhibition too. So that's about him. That's a statue outside the one of the halls at Prague Castle. And then this one is another one about Andy Warhol. And that's a side view of the chapel. And then here, I've got a few more little postcards. That's in the ballroom. This one's the outside of the church. Really, really imposing. This was a little flyer about a tour you could take. We didn't take it, but I just loved the picture on it. And then some leaflets here of things we saw while we were there. That's the street again at Prague Castle. These are all now little shops. Really interesting. So I hope you found that useful. Just a way I use my journals. I've got other ones that I've completed. If you want to have a look at those, or if you want to leave me a comment, that would be great. Thank you.